Hi, my name is Aurora, and I'm with the Fireweed Collective Society. I'm the Stopping the Violence program role as a wellness worker with the Fireweed and in this community of Fort St. James. So I wanted to talk quickly about capacity building and what that is and why it's important. So when we are frazzled, when we are dismantled from the kind of norm like we have been, no matter who you are, no matter how much capacity and tools you have for wellness, you will still be impacted within your capacity. So, what is capacity? Capacity is like your cup. It's like what you're able to withstand or hold, how much stress, how much of doing, how much of the activities in a day you can handle, let alone like I'm worried that my coworker's mad at me. I might not have my job. My kid keeps pounding on my door, even though I just need alone time for a second. Like all of these have to do with capacity, how much we can hold within a day of stimulation, of experience, of information coming into us. This is all related to capacity. So that includes the news, everything that's information overload. That being said, if somebody has also gone through something really trying, or they're in the middle of like an abusive situation, a violent situation, addictions, they have them themselves or like others around them do, there's uncertainties, there's extra those taxing things, then someone's capacity is even more, way less than. And so no matter who you are, whether your starting capacity at this COVID situation was here and it was quite small or it was big, everyone is still impacted to some degree by all of this, right? And so no matter who's watching, this is still relatable to you. And so what are some tools for capacity building? What are some tools to look at how you can build your cup, your container, your threshold, your ability to kind of move through the world in a very ebb and flow balanced kind of way. There's different ways. Of course, there is letting go of things that you don't need in your cup. Maybe you don't need to watch 3 times of the news feeds. Maybe like 3 episodes a day. That would be a lot of extra information. Or maybe you don't need to talk to that friend that's like going through a lot, even though you want to support them. You don't have the capacity at the time to do that. Or maybe it means setting boundaries with someone and saying, hey, I just don't think that this is working at this moment. I can't allow this to happen for me right now. And then your capacity will get bigger. And so when your capacity is bigger, because you kind of take away some of those key parts that are stressing and taxing you, then you have that much more to be able to do in your day. That's going to look different for everyone, like what your story is of how you can gain your capacity. For some, it might mean going to some root cause of why something is held on as a burden, why something has been very causing stress or anxiety or an uncertainty in your life, because you never got a chance to process it. You never got a chance to think about and understand what happened at a time 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 2 years ago, those kinds of things. And so when you do look at that, then it also gains your capacity, because until you do, it's kind of can be held within the system, or it can give you a certain outlook on life that's still allowing for extra stressful things to happen. So stress impacts everyone. We don't actually have a life without stress. It's just that some of us, we're at our limit all the time. And some of us get to be just peaceful warriors and coasting through like a shimmery mirror water reflection. You just living, it didn't even make sense. Just living on the lake and not worrying about anything. But not many people have that that level, unless they really have created it for themselves. And if you did, kudos to you. But a lot of people, have ebb and flows of capacity. So as we go through our day, we're stressed, we're not stressed. Something happens, we get really triggered, maybe overwhelmed because we don't know how to deal with it. And And that's normal too. So, how to come back to regulation, regulation being that ebb and flow, is to come back into the feeling of it. How does your body feel? Where's your breath at? How can you deep breathe into your stomach and still maybe feel that? That still may be true. But how do you need to respond in this moment, in this very moment? And if you're able to watch this, then there is that chance that you can have a deep breath and to just feel. What does it feel like? Can you name it? And if you can't, that's okay. Maybe it's a sensation. Maybe you could put like a texture to it, or just be aware of the sensation of it in the body or wherever it is. Maybe it's stored here in tension. And then just keep bringing the breath there. And I feel that everyone is their own wise dictator or chooser of their healing journey. And so perhaps there's a realization that you have in this moment of where you can let go of something that causes extra stress that allows you to have a bigger capacity. Because everyone deserves to thrive. Everyone deserves to feel well inside. Okay. Have a great weekend, everyone, and we'll see you next week.